Hello YouTubers, this is YT Life and I am going to be sharing a story on how me and my boyfriend met.
Hello.
This is Cody and he is going to help me tell the story because some of it is more of his side. So, how back we go in a couple months? 4 months? 5 months?
Yeah.
Dude, get in the camera.
I don't like being in the camera.
Too bad, you gotta get used to it.
Okay.
Okay, so we met on Facebook dating. You wanna explain why you went on there?
Oh, I did it as a joke. I made an account as a joke because I thought it would be funny, and I actually lost a bet. I lost a bet. So.
Yeah, my intentional thing for Facebook dating was just to make friends because I was new to Lakeland and shit, and I was like 3 years homeless, so I just didn't really have a lot of connections that were nearby. I was living with my brother, and it was okay and all. There was a lot of mishaps of not being there when he needed to be. So yeah, our first conversation on Facebook dating, when I looked at Cody's profile, my first question was, why the hell does it only say YOLO? What, yeah, what was our first conversation like?
I can open it up.
Because I know we talked about gaming for a little. Yeah.
Where is it?
I would go on like the actual Facebook dating or Messenger.
That's where I'm at. But
Here. Oh, it probably deleted because so you would probably just have to get a Messenger.
I don't think it's a Messenger either.
Well, technically it kind of is. Here, babe. So I'm just gonna make this easier. Did you just like delete everything?
No.
Dude.
It's not anywhere.
How the fuck do you have all these? Okay.
Don't ask. Do you look at the year?
Shut up! I'm trying.
It's nowhere.
Okay. Well, I'll pull it up on my phone then.
Hopefully, it's on your phone.
So Messenger, we started talking on Messenger after Facebook dating or whatever.
No, we went straight to Discord.
Well, I had to ask you about Discord first, remember?
Yeah, you did on Facebook dating.
Alright, then we'll just go to Discord.
There we go. You scroll all the way up.
Oh, and for Discord, for some reason it has to be Best Manager Bobby.
Hey.
What?
It's a great name.
Yeah, if people actually know the context behind it, yeah.
Anyways, mostly it was just, hey, how are you? Good morning.
Yeah, there was a period where we didn't talk for a little, but that's just because, like, we were kind of unsure about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when we had our first Discord call, I was kind of nervous and shit. You've told me that you understood that I was like really scared.
Yeah.
What was going through your head when we had our first conversation on Discord, like an actual phone call?
Honestly, just another friend calling, just just a friend calling.
Yeah. And then as we went through the days of just like getting to know each other, I started telling him about my home situation. How much of that was a shock to you, babe?
Oh, all of it.
Because like you were like just getting used to having an apartment and living on your own. So we started like you were telling me about work and shit, and then a couple months later, like we decided like we just kept talking. I told him a little bit more of like where I was working and shit, which Waffle House is not always the best deal. And then when was the official day you asked me to move in?
That that was the I know I left I got there on the 14th, I believe.
Yeah, you picked me up on December 14th.
Yeah.
But yeah, going through all that, we had no idea like what it was gonna be like to live together. We had a conversation about this last night, about Cody's main worry was if he's gonna have his damn bed. For me, I was very scared, and then like my biggest worry was like, are we just gonna be like coexisting, or are we like actually gonna be like friends or whatever, other than just like, hey, hi, go to work, come home, just do our own shit kind of thing. It wasn't until probably like, I want to say December 21st, 22nd, we decided to like actually date.
It was 2 days. It was I think the third day you were here.
No, it was like 2 days before Christmas. 3 days before Christmas.
Was it?
Yeah, because that's when you took me out on that date. But yeah, so our first date, he showed me to Cascade Park. We had hot chocolate. We went to a restaurant. What was the restaurant called again?
Was it Chow Time? Was it Chinese food?
Yeah, it was Chinese food.
Yeah, it was Chow Time.
Yeah, so at the restaurant, like, I don't know why, but I just had to decide to bring in my hot chocolate cup. Of course, bro was like, why'd you bring it in here? We're at a restaurant. So as we're going, like, on the date and shit, like, I didn't expect him to, like, actually blatantly just take me out on a date with, like, no warning, honestly. But bro actually had the courage to do that shit, so. And it was funny, because, like, even before this, first day apartment, fucking seizure. Him, like, rushing me to the hospital and shit, and we're not, like, understanding what the fuck is going on. Nurse was a dick, by the way. Like, we're going through the fact of me being, like, registered and shit. I'm trying to explain to the nurse what's going on. He's trying to help out because communication was just, like, talking was not there. So, yeah. And it's just, like, I forget what she said, but she was kind of like being nonchalant, like, just tell me more and get this over with.
Yep.
And like I could, as much as in that moment, like I could tell Cody was worried and shit, but I also understood like he was very irritated with the nurse. So like for the past couple of days, weeks, it's been really good. I think our biggest challenge is sometimes is communication. But then again, that's just because like his way of dealing with shit is just like coping with jokes and shit. Mine is just like ignoring everything and shoving it down. But we've made a lot of progress with communication wise. We've talked about some of our goals. Cody wants to get a house eventually one day. I want to get a CPR certification, or at least renew it. And so right now Cody works for a prison as a correctional officer, so he's able to like provide for us pretty well. Hard part is just managing money right now, and I'm helping him with like planning out shit and knowing what to do, when to do it, kind of thing. He is not a morning person, by the way. But then again, I think sometimes we all are not morning people. And as like we're going through all this, I'm having a lot with my family. Like my mom's like, she's like, she's not the best mom, and she's in a nursing home and shit. So I'm dealing with like loss of like not having the mom I should have had. So and Cody's been really patient about it. I can tell sometimes he's wondering what's going on through my head when I'm not talking. And you probably have a bunch of questions sometimes. But a lot of the times, like, what I like about our relationship is that there's reassurance that we're always going to be there for each other. And Cody loves it when, so, like, while he's at work and shit, like, I'll leave him, like, messages over the phone and shit, and then once he gets off of work, he just enjoys them. Because it's like, how is it for you? Like, how do you feel when I leave you messages like that?
It feels great.
Because the main thing is, like, what Cody has established with me is that he does not like being alone. Like, whatsoever. So, for him to have another person in his apartment is a big change for both of us. One, me having a stable place. Two, having another person and also extra responsibilities. And considering I am not working, it's one of those things where it's a little bit heavier of a load on him, but I try to make it easier. I feel like there's some things we need to work on, but above all else, it's been really good. How do you feel about, like, the fact of, like, knowing that your schedule has kind of changed from just gaming and going to work?
It feels like I finally have something to do.
And, like, for us, I've learned that Cody likes intimacy, as in hugs, kisses, shit like that. It's a process for me. I'm learning to love it, and I do. Some days it's harder because I have reactive attachment disorder, so I have trouble having relationships in general. But he is very understanding of that, and a lot of things that we like to reassure about each other is that we're always going to be patient with each other, even if it is difficult. And I feel like the most blessing, like, having Cody around is, like, not only I have someone by my side, but also it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, we're both on the spectrum to a degree, so it makes me feel less alone in the world to know that, like, somebody else has, to some degree, the same struggles as I do. And meeting his family, his father's really chill. Definitely not the father-son dynamic I would ever think of. which is quite hilarious. Two are like carbon copies of each other. And his little sister, Riley, her innocence is just blissful and amazing. So I remember talking to Riley. Her question is, "Are you two dating?" At that time, we said no because we weren't even sure. And of course, I explained to her that I don't look like my family, so she had questions about adoption and shit. She thought it was bad. I had to explain it to her that it's not always bad. It really just depends on the people you end up with. And Cody's like, since I never really had much of a family, Cody's been like having me get used to like what it's like to actually truly be cared for and being like loved on, and just like what support actually looks like for not just relationship wise but family wise. And I'm pretty sure some days it's difficult for you to get that through my head.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most challenging thing with us that is between you and me for you right now?
I definitely do think it's communication. Just talking about what's going on.
Because, like, I know for our communication styles, it's, like, very different. So, like, what would make it easier for us to have better communication?
That I'm still trying to think of.
Because I know, for me, this was my idea, and Cody is he's very open to it. We share a calendar on Google Calendar, so whatever we need to do throughout the day or whatever, I put it on the calendar. That way Cody knows, he gets reminders or whatever. And so when he gets home, that moment between him getting home and us going to bed, that's like our sacred time where no phone calls, no being on the phone, and we just have serious conversations about the day and shit, or what's going on throughout the week. Because Bro gets distracted, but then again, that's ADHD for anybody. And it's like, I like that we have our nights to ourselves, because not only Cody's not distracted, but also it's a chance for him to tell me like what has happened throughout work and shit, and for him to get stuff off his chest, because like I know during the day it's pretty hectic sometimes, so it's like he doesn't always have the time for that. So I've established with him to keep nights sacredly for us, so he and I can have that time with each other without like any interruptions, or without having to worry about having to call someone. And I think it's been beneficial, don't you think so?
Mm-hmm.
And I have been getting used to his music taste, which honestly is really out of constant basic genre. It's more of all over the place than a specific genre. And I've told Cody a little bit about my past. I mean, he understands it. And he understands that he did grow up with a little bit of a better life than I did, but he's understanding to the point where it's like he's patient about me working through the stuff that I've struggled with my whole life. So it's a big blessing, and it's like he struggles too. Like, I know he struggles with confidence on, like, you tend to have this thing where you kind of like want everything to be perfect all the time. But I always have to reassure him that it's not necessarily a reality, but there are things that are good in life, but we do have to talk about the hard times, even if he doesn't like serious conversations. Which he has done very good on that, and I'm very proud of him. He has grown so much since we first talked, and I think it's amazing on how far we've come for like just a short period of couple months from Discord to being face to face. And we've met. I've met some of his friends. They're pretty cool. There's one we won't talk about. We'll have a side story about that later. About hospital and not really compliance on what an emergency is. So yeah, but that's it for now. Do you have anything to say, Cody?
No.
Alright, please like, subscribe, comment, and bye!